Life, simple and complex. Learning about life, simple and complex. Tissues and organ system. You are aware that all living organisms are made up of cells. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of living body. There are some unicellular organisms like amoeba, chlorella, in which a single cell performs all functions. In multicellular organisms, for example in human beings and plants, functions are performed by a group of cells. In living organisms, each specialized function is taken up by a group of cells at a definite place in the body. Such a group of cells, which is similar in structure and work together, is called a tissue. Muscle, blood, xylem, phloem, cambium are some examples of tissues in living organisms. In living organisms, different types of tissues work together and form an organ. Organs are arranged into systems to form an organ system. Example: respiratory system, digestive system, blood circulatory system, muscular system, nervous system, etc. Tissues in animals. Classification of animal tissues. Animal tissues are of two types: simple tissue and complex tissue. In simple tissues, we have epithelial tissue, which having simple squamous epithelium, stratified squamous epithelium, columnar epithelium, ciliated columnar epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, and glandular epithelium. Complex tissue, which is a type of animal tissue in which we have three types of tissues: connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. In connective tissues, we have bone, blood, ligament, tendon, cartilage, areolar, and adipose. In muscular tissue, we have voluntary or skeletal or striated muscles, involuntary or smooth or unstriated muscles, and cardiac muscles or heart muscle. And in nervous tissue, we have neuron. Epithelial tissues. Types, location, and function. To have a brief look on this table, please look at this table. Now, complex tissue. Complex tissues consist of more than one type of cells, but they work together. For example, connective tissues. Here is the table which headed like type, location, and function. For further information, please look at this table. We can fold the cartilage of the ear but not the bone in our arms because cartilage is made up of cells which are widely spread. They bring the flexibility and smoothness to the bones. Bones are made up of cells which are embedded in matrix of calcium and phosphorus compounds. This makes them firm and strong. They are less flexible. Activity. Observe the permanent slide of blood under microscope. Describe the structure of this tissue. The slide of blood smear shows red blood cells and white blood cells. Red blood cells are inoculated and biconcave in shape. They are very small in size. White blood cells are comparatively larger in size and have stained nucleus. There are 5 types of blood cells. Likewise, eosinophil, neutrophil, basophil, monocyte and lymphocyte. First 3 cells are called granulocytes, while the later 2 are known as agranulocyte. They can be identified by the shape of their nuclei. Blood platelets are not clearly seen. Type of muscles: voluntary, involuntary and cardiac. Involuntary, we have skeletal, which are attached to bones, or striated, having alternate dark and light bands. In involuntary muscles, we have smooth, which is spindle-shaped and unattached to bone, or unstriated, which are having no dark and light bands. And the third muscles is cardiac muscle or heart muscle. Muscular tissue. Muscular tissue consists of elongated cells called muscle fibers. Muscle contains special proteins called contractile proteins, which contract and relax to cause movement of muscles. There are 2 types of muscles. The muscles which control the movement according to our will are called voluntary muscles. Voluntary muscles are mostly attached to bones and help in body movement. They are also called skeletal muscles. Under microscope, these muscles show alternate light and dark bands or striations. Hence, they are called striated muscles. The cells of this tissue are long, cylindrical, unbranched and multinucleate. We cannot really start or stop the movement of some muscles by our conscious will. Movement of food in the alimentary canal cannot be controlled simply because we want to do so. The muscles which control such movements are called involuntary muscles. They are also found in the iris of the eye and ureters and in the bronchi of the lungs. The cells are spindle-shaped and uninucleate. These muscles do not have striations. They are also called unstriated muscles. Breathing is controlled by chest muscles and a large muscular partition in your body called diaphragm. Is the diaphragm a voluntary or involuntary muscle? One more type of involuntary muscle is found in the walls of the heart. They are called cardiac muscles. The muscles of the heart shows rhythmic contraction and relaxation through the life. Heart muscle cells are cylindrical, branched and uninucleate. Nervous tissue. All cells possess the ability to respond to stimuli. However, cells of the nervous tissue are highly specialized for being stimulated and then transmitting the stimulus very rapidly from one place to another within the body. The brain, spinal cord and nerves are all composed of the nervous tissue. The cells of this tissue are called nerve cells or neurons. A neuron consists of a cell body with a nucleus and cytoplasm, from which long thin hair-like processes arise. Usually, each neuron has a single long process called axon and many short branch processes called dendrites. An individual nerve cell may be up to a meter long. Many nerve fibers bond together by connective tissues make a nerve. Nerve impulses allow us to move our muscles according to our wish. The functional combination of nerve and muscle tissue is fundamental to most animals. This combination enables animals to move rapidly in response to stimuli. Summary: Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of living body. In living organisms, each specialized function is taken up by a group of cells at a definite place in the body. Such a group of cells, which is similar in structure and work together, is called a tissue. Muscle, blood, xylem, phloem, cambium are some examples of tissues in living organism. So that is all in this topic, students. Till then, keep learning.